You may remember that this is Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, the Emperor of Ethiopia from 1920 to 1974, known for steering the country into the mainstream of post-World War II African politics. In 1974, there was a bloody uprising that ended his rule and eventually his life.
Yeah, and Selassie's great-granddaughter was a teenager during the chaos that ended a 3,000-year-old royal dynasty and sent her once privileged family to a rotting communist jail. She's coming to Salisbury, and here to tell us more about her visit is Yodit Gadamu, and people around here know you as Mimi.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
So we're talking about Hannah Mariam Selassie,
Yes.
the great-granddaughter of the emperor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's coming here to go over her book. She recently published a memoir called It Is Only Yesterday.
Yeah.
And she's going to be discussing her life story as she remembers it, going through Ethiopia, traveling across countries, across continents, experiencing the world, and then ultimately how she came to settle in the United States.
Okay, now you were telling us that her title is like Lady or Lord compared to the English, and how do you say it?
Imabate.
Imabate Hannah, okay, is coming here to talk about living as royalty in the palace. She can talk about what all that was like.
Absolutely. It was a very different lifestyle, but when you get into the book, you find that although they had from the outside a different lifestyle, from the inside it's just like every other family. There was dinner time, there was protocol and fights between siblings, and little groups that would emerge among the kids that were living in the palace at the time. So some kids would say, "Oh, well, you're a girl, you can't play soccer." And she would say, "What? What do you mean I can't play soccer?"
Yeah.
Oh my
So there were all kinds of things, and there are so many personalizing elements of the text. She's such a great communicator. She's a great author.
Yeah, because I mean, it seems so far away and so far removed from our everyday life, but not so much. You actually have a review on the back of her book. So what did you take away from the book?
Her experiences in understanding different cultures, in understanding her own identity, forming her own identity, in an environment that was a little bit different than what she saw at home. And I took away from that this experience of finding yourself in that environment. And a lot of people feel that way, particularly in a very globalizing world. There are a lot of people that will relate to the fact that there are parts of who you are that are a mainstay.
Right.
There are cultural things that are a mainstay. On the Eastern Shore, you find it all the time. The Eastern Shore is the Eastern Shore. It is a culture in and of itself. And as the world globalizes, it wants to maintain its culture, but at the same time, not reject those things that are emerging, that are helping to advance it as a community.
Well, then let me ask you this. Why is she making Salisbury a priority?
Well, there's a very, our university is amazing. Salisbury University is a great institution, and SU has invited her to come and give a lecture. Dr. Joe Venosa is in the history department. The history department is one of the lead sponsors of the program. So Dr. Venosa teaches history and specifically focuses on sub-Saharan Africa and the Nile River civilizations and the Middle East. So their role, the Ethiopian monarchy, is the oldest monarchy in the world.
Wow.
It predates, that we know of, it predates all other monarchic systems in the world. So to have this Semitic community come and have a representative of that family speak on those issues is a rare opportunity. So that invitation is standing, and of course, she having had being a friend of mine and having had a relationship with me, I said, you should probably check out what we have on the Eastern Shore. We've got some good things.
And everyone will have an opportunity. There are actually 2 opportunities to hear her speak coming up this week.
Absolutely.
The first one is at Salisbury University on Wednesday, tomorrow, 6 p.m. at the Great Hall of Holloway Hall at SU. And then the second one is Coffee and Conversation. This one is Thursday, July 11th at 2 p.m. at the Pemberton Coffee House in Salisbury.
Thank you so
Mimi
much.
Gadamu, thank you
Wonderful
so
talking to
much
you.
for
Thank
coming
you
in and
so
talking
much.
to us about it.